Good morning, Abraham.
It is a good morning.
Always a pleasure. I guess I'm pleased to report that all hell's breaking loose as I continue to incorporate your teachings into my life.
Good. That means you've got energy moving.
Certainly
That means
does.
you have deliberately activated desire within yourself that is summoning. And you've focused upon it enough that you've really got it summoned. So that old beliefs and habits of thought that have been hindering these desires all along are now sticking out in more obvious fashion.
Yes. Two of your processes that I have been working with, particularly the prosperity game
Yes?
and the virtual reality.
Yes?
And I've heard you in many of your tapes, lectures, workshops, explaining them from different perspectives.
Yes?
Which I certainly appreciate. I still find myself sometimes feeling like I'm in a box. I get stuck. Give you an example. With the prosperity game, it was enlightening for me to realize that it was actually about expanding one's imagination. And still, I get up to a certain amount of money and I say, how do I flow this much money? And I've even shared the game with friends, maybe by way of email or conversation. How would you spend $87,000 if you had it today? And they come back with such detail. And I said, well, maybe I don't know what I want, or maybe I'm not wanting strongly enough. And carrying over into the virtual reality, when it comes to setting up a scenario, your explanation of being like the director in a movie was very clarifying to me in terms of constructing a virtual reality. But still, I find it difficult often to construct a scene that makes me feel so good that I feel the virtual reality is being effective.
Well, the reason that we offer so many different processes is because every process that we offer has two intentions. And both of those intentions are the same intentions that your physical life experience holds. In other words, the contrast helps you to define what you want, and then you must find a way to allow that which you have identified. And so all of the games that we offer are to help you to focus your desire and to soften your resistance. It's interesting that you say all hell has broken loose, and we know the spirit in which you are saying that. In other words, you can feel that you're shaking some things up. And both of those games, the game of virtual reality and the game of the prosperity game, and we'll describe them briefly. The prosperity game says you deposit into an imaginary checkbook, and it's fun even to really use one, $1,000 on your first day. And on the second day, you deposit $2,000. And on the third day, you deposit $3,000. And each day that you deposit it, you spend it in some mental game. So that by the 300th day, you are spending $300,000. But the reason it gets a little tricky is because the day before that, you spent $299,000, and the day before that, you spent $298,000. So it really stretches your imagination. It amplifies your ability to think about what you want. The other game, the virtual reality game, is the game where you say, I'm like a director in a movie, and I'm going to set a scene in which I know I could go and have only a joyful experience. So you pick your favorite place and your favorite time of year and your favorite people, which usually in the beginning is you. And you set the scene and you play it out in some detail for about 30 seconds for the primary purpose of activating within yourself a vibration of well-being. Now, what happens when you begin playing these games is that while it does direct energy, it also makes you more aware of where your energy is already. In other words, you can't pick up a stick, a subject, without there being the end of it of what you do want and the end of it of the absence of what you do want. And so whenever you activate anything, you sort of activate it where it already is. And so these games are offered to assist you in recognizing where you are and consciously by using the power of your mind to move yourself into other places. I want to go back with you for just a moment to the prosperity game. When you think in terms of what you will do with $87,000, and it is an easy, thrilling feeling, then you're in alignment. If you're struggling to figure out what to do with $87,000 today in this game, then the game isn't serving you in the way that we wanted it to, and it's time to sort of step back from it just a little bit. You are, by virtue of what you've been living, offering vibrations on a pretty steady basis. You could call it your belief system. We like to call it your vibrational proclivity. Doesn't matter where you picked it up, doesn't matter where you learned it, it is what it is. And within the vibrational components that are you are vibrations or thoughts of things that you desire, which are summoning. And then these habits of vibration that you are sort of churning through every day that are the allowing factors. When your desire and your belief on any topic is in alignment, then there is this clicking into place. It's like in and out, in and out, in and out. It's like question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. It's like hunger, food, hunger, food. It's the way the universe is established in order to provide for you the joyful experience. And the emotional range that you live in any point in time is about that balance or imbalance of vibration. So a feeling of overwhelmment is doing too many games that Abraham offered that get my desire goosed up faster than my ability to believe that it can be. So I got more energy moving through me than I have belief or expectation that I can achieve it. So I am vibrationally out of balance. And the sensation in terms of energy or mood is overwhelmment. Disappointment is wanting more than I believe. Boredom is not wanting as much as I believe I can achieve. There's no right or wrong in this. In other words, there's not anything that you were ever supposed to do. There's no one that could ever say you're behind schedule or you're off track. Everything that exists in this creative endeavor and in this creative realm, everything that exists is for the singular purpose of you finding that delicious balance for you today.